In today's video, I'm going to be talking about what position means in poker and how it is related to poker strategy. Consider subscribing to the YouTube channel to get all of our poker strategy guide videos. So starting off, we're going to be discussing what it means to have position on an opponent or if you are out of position to an opponent. So we're going to circle this guy right here in gray. And he's in a pretty good spot on this poker table because he has position on a lot of players. And those are going to be the players who acted before you, the players who are sitting to your right. You're going to have a bit more information to work off of, whether those players before you folded, checked, or raised. Now, you're going to be out of position to those players who are sitting to your left. And this is a situation where those players who are sitting to your left are going to have the advantage on you of having a little bit more information. So this plays right into some more definitions here. Those who are in early position are in the lowest information position on the poker table. There's a little bit of a caveat to that I'll explain. So starting off, pre-flop under the gun, this player right here is going to be the first player to act. So that means 9 other players have yet to act. A very low information for this person to be in, not very desirable. But the positive to being in the small blind and big blind is pre-flop, you're going to be the last 2 people who act. So that is somewhat of an advantage there. But there's more disadvantages than advantages, in my opinion, to being in the small blind or big blind, because no matter what cards you're dealt, you have to put chips into the pot. And then also post-flop, you're going to be the first people to act. So again, a position of very low information post-flop when you're making those decisions. So then we have those who are in late position. This is going to be the most advantageous position in general to be in at a poker table. The players who are on the button as well as sitting to the right of the player who are on the button, again, are going to have a higher percentage of players who are acting before them. So they're going to have position on those players and be in an area of higher information. Post-flop, the person who's on the button is going to be the last person to decide. And then pre-flop, they're also in a pretty good position where a lot of players before them have already made their decision on what they're going to be doing. So then we also have middle position, which is the most middle advantageous position to be in. A little bit more information than those who are in early position, and again, a little less information than those who are in late position. So to wrap up this video, I just want to show you a very simple example of this in practice. So let's say the person under the gun pre-flop has king, jack. And you might think, hey, that's not too bad of a hand. But again, you're in a very low information position where 9 people still have to act after you. Now, what are the chances that somebody has a better hand than your king jack? Well, with 9 players left, there is a 40% chance that at least one of them has better cards than king jack. Now, let's contrast that to the person who is going to be the cutoff, which is the position that's to the right of the dealer. And let's say pre-flop that everyone decided to fold. So we're going to put an X through all of these cards here. Everyone has decided that it's not for them. They're not going to be participating here. So now we only have 3 players left to act for the person that is in the cutoff. And let's say they have that same king jack. So now there's only 3 people to act. And instead of there being a 40% chance of somebody having better cards than you, it's now all the way down to just a 16% chance. So again, you can see why being in a position that's later on to act, you have more information and you can make a better decision. Again, pre-flop, that person who had king jack, there was a 40% chance that someone else had better starting cards. And then in a position where the person who was at the cutoff here, if everyone folded before them and they had a king jack, that means there's only a 16% chance that somebody has better cards than what you have. So again, knowledge is power in poker, and position is very important. Being in late position in general is going to be more advantageous than when you're in early position. So that's going to wrap up this video, guys. Thanks for stopping on in. Consider subscribing for more, and we hope to see you back here for future poker strategy guide videos.